This is Christine Horace Arcaina, a senior high school teacher from Don Vicente Romualdez National High School, Aguinaldo Laak, Davao de Oro. I'm going to share with you my research entitled Giving Students Internal Truancy Through a Multi-Tiered Approach Intervention. Internal truancy, or commonly known as namayabas in a vernacular, has been a prevalent issue in Don Vicente Romualdez National High School for the last 3 school years. Even the most effective teachers cannot support student learning unless students are physically or virtually present in class. Previous studies have investigated students' internal truancy, but none of them examined and employed an intervention to relieve truancy at the local setting. Rampant cutting classes from the last period in the morning and same with the afternoon class has been observed. About 4% monthly average of internal truancy was conducted from grade 7 to grade 12 for school year 2018 to 2019, about 2.4% increase from its previous school year. I decided to search for a suitable intervention that could somehow be addressed this multifaceted issue to be carried out in this study. So I came across on response to intervention model. It's the process that highlights how will students respond to changes in an intervention. Each tier consists of the possible support to improve their school attendance and eventually academic progress. In this tenet, this action research was conducted to investigate the effectiveness of the intervention in reducing the incidences of school internal truancy and to gather the experiences and insights from the participants to enhance and enrich the intervention. The study sought to answer the following research question. So number 1, what is the internal truancy rate of the participants in terms of sex and grade level? Number 2, what is the influence of sex and grade level on the internal truancy rate of the participants before and after the intervention? Number 3, does the truancy rates between control and experimental group significantly differs? Number 4, what is the effect size of using multi-tiered approach intervention to remediate the internal truancy of these students? In phase 2, the selected experimental group participants answered the question. Number 1, what are the experiences of the experimental group participants in the multi-tiered approach intervention? While the selected control group participants answered the question, what are the motives of the participants in incurring internal truancy? The researcher firmly believes that the findings of the study are beneficial and significant to the following. To the students, to expand their confidence, the methods of revealing the stress and how to mitigate their feelings of dread, utilizing directing and remediating interchanges. Teachers, parents, community, and deputy officials will be the secondary beneficiaries. So based on the theoretical underpinnings of this study, I conceptualized a multi-tiered approach framework by King 2018 to be utilized as an intervention on the internal truancy issue of the school. The framework consisted of the 3 tiers.
Tier 1 provides a classroom-based intervention to all students with an internal truancy rate of 1% to 20%. In Tier 2, a school-based targeted intervention shall be provided to some students with an internal truancy rate of 21% to 40%. And for Tier 3, a community and school-based individualized intervention will be provided for the few students with intensive and persistent classroom attendance challenges at an internal truancy rate of 40% and above. The School Form 2 or the Daily Attendance Report was used to determine the numbers of internal truancy incurred by the participant.
This sequential explanatory mix method utilized the principle of Creswell and Clark in 2011, which allows the use of qualitative data to explore the quantitative findings of the study. In the quantitative phase, I utilized the post-test only control group design by Frey 2018 using simple random sampling of 124 students as respondents, with the use of mean, two-way ANOVA, and t-test. In the qualitative phase, I employed the action research design by Obin 2016 using purposive sampling with 20 informants. Based on the result in the quantitative phase, given the mean and standard deviation of the control and experimental group after the intervention, the computed coherence B is equal to 0.18. This would certainly conclude that the intervention provided to the experimental group decreased the internal truancy of the participants and that it could imply that the intervention was effective. Results from the focus group discussions were triangulated to the available data sources and analyzed thematically. A reflection was drawn towards the end of the integrate the empirical evidences and the emergent themes of the study. And that is all about my research and leaving you with a quote. I am a big believer in early intervention.